Today I'm doing a deep dive into the 2024 presidential elections in the state of South Dakota. South Dakota is a state with 3 electoral votes. It's a smaller population state, and it does not really get too much attention at the presidential level or really even the Senate level. So this is going to be an interesting video to go over a state that it does not get talked about really all that much. In the history of the presidential elections across the last 3, in 2020, Donald Trump won the state of South Dakota by 26.2% of the vote. In 2016, it was won by Donald Trump with 29.8% of the vote. And in 2012, it was won by Mitt Romney, the Republican challenger, by 18% of the vote. As for current 2024 polling data in the state of South Dakota, as I mentioned, North Dakota is not a very competitive state at the presidential level, and thus being so, there's not really any polling data, any polling averages to look at for this state. So we're going to be going mainly off of election results from past elections and analyzing the state of South Dakota. The national vote, popular vote in 2020 was won by Biden by 4.4%. 2016 it was won by Clinton by 2.1%. And in 2012 won by former President Obama by 3.9% of the vote. Now in the current head-to-head national polling average, as of the day I'm recording this, has Kamala Harris up 1.7% in the average. That is about half of the average margin result victory of 3.5% across the last 3 elections. So when you compare how South Dakota voted to the national popular vote, we find that in 2020, South Dakota voted 30.6% more Republican than the popular vote. 2016, it voted 31.9% more Republican than the popular vote. And in 2012, 21.9% more Republican than the popular vote, leading to an average of 28.1% more Republican than the popular vote across the country. As for some presidential forecasts in the state of South Dakota, not much of a surprise here. Real Core Politics has it as solid Trump, Sabado Crystal Ball, safe Trump, Inside Elections, solid Trump, Decision Desk HQ in the Hill, safe Trump, and Cook Political Report, solid Trump. No surprises. South Dakota is going to be a very, very strong Donald Trump state come election night. Some counties in South Dakota I am watching for. Minnehaha County. In 2012, it was 7.4% for Romney, 14.6% for Trump in 2016, and 9.5% in 2020. This is where the city of Sioux Falls is, so that's most important why I'm watching this county. Carson County, this is one that's been relatively close when it comes to percentages across the last 3 elections. It was 11.1% for the Democrats in 2012, 4.5% for Republicans in 2016, and 1.9% for Republicans in 2020. So this is one on election night I'm watching that could be very, very competitive and very close. And I'm watching here to see if there's anything really interesting to take away from this. I don't think it'll swing the state of South Dakota or anything close to that, but it'll be interesting one to watch for in the margins of the state. In Ziba County, it is 16.4% Democrat in 2012, 2% Republican in 2016, 8.5% in 2020. This is one I'm watching to see what the margins are in this county, because it'll be interesting to see if it goes Republican again or swings back Democrat again. 2016, there was a lot more third-party and undecided support than in 2020, so 2024 will be interesting to see how this county goes. Pennington County, which is home to Rapid City, very reliable Republican county, but one of the largest counties in the state by population, so I felt it was worth mentioning. 29.5 points in 2012, 33 in 2016, and 25 in 2020. Fully expect Pennington to go very Republican on election night. Stanley, very similar story. This is where the capital of Pierre is located. Over 40 points in 2012, over 50 in 2016, over 47 in 2020. Very much expected to be a solid Republican county. Looking at the map of South Dakota now in 2020, Donald Trump got 61.8% of the vote. Joe Biden got 35.6%. And in the counties I just went over, Ziba was 53.1 to 44.6 for Biden. Pennington 61 to 35.8 for Trump. Carson 50.4 to 48.5 for Trump. Stanley almost 73 to 25.5 for Trump. And Minnehaha 53.3 to 43.9 for Trump. 2016, 61.5% statewide to 31.7% for Clinton. Ziba was 48% to 46%. Pennington 62.4 to 29.5. Carson is 50 to 45.5. Stanley 73.3 to 21. And Minnehaha 53.7 39.1. Not too much of a difference between 2020 and 2016. 2012, however, there was a pretty significant difference, and 57.9 to 39.9 for Romney versus Obama. Ziebach was 57.7 to 41.3 in favor of Obama. Pennington 63.5 to 34 in favor of Romney. Corson 54 to 42.9 in favor of Obama. That county actually flipped from 2012 to 2016. Stanley 69 to 28.3 in favor of Romney, and Minaha 52.7 to 45.3 in favor of Romney. Now looking at the presidential vote in South Dakota for the Republicans, in 2020, Trump got 61.8% of the vote. 2016, Trump got 61.5%, and 2012, Romney got 57.9% of the vote. That seems to be a trend from 2012 to 2020 of the Republicans' numbers going up in the state. Of course, it was a larger jump from 57.9 to 61.5 from 2012 to 2016. Only 0.3% difference from 2016 to 2020, but that is the range of that. That gives an estimated range on the high end and low end for the Republicans total in the state of 54% on the low, 65.7% on the high. And the average vote percentage across the last 3 elections in South Dakota for the Republicans is 60.4% of the vote. On the Democratic side, in 2020, the Democrat Joe Biden got 35.6%. In 2016, Hillary Clinton got 31.7%. And in 2012, Barack Obama, got 39.9%. This gives a range on the low of 31.7 and a high range of 48.1, an average vote percentage of 35.7% over the last 3 elections. Now looking at my prediction for the state of South Dakota and its 3 electoral votes for election night, I have Donald Trump winning the state with 62.1% of the vote to Kamala Harris's 35.9% of the vote. In both cases, I think Trump and Harris both outperform the Democratic and Republican numbers from 2020 and from 2016, and I think they do so mainly by Trump gaining a lot more in the rural areas, and as well as a few of the key counties I mentioned, such as, I believe it was Pennington, and perhaps a little bit more in Minaha, but Harris performing a little better in Ziebach and perhaps in Corson. I think both of them are capable of improving on their margins in the state of South Dakota come election night. So South Dakota goes for Trump with its 3 electoral votes. Looking now at the 2024 electoral map, Kamala Harris has 96 electoral votes. Donald Trump has 43. I have done more than a handful of states now at this time, and we're going to continue to do every single state leading up until Election Day, including the next video, which will be the state of Nebraska. Nebraska, if you're interested in the presidential election in 2024, you will know has a very, very competitive congressional district that it will play potentially a big factor in who wins the presidential election. So make sure you stay tuned for that video because that will be coming out in the not too distant future. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching this video. I have a sneak peek on my 2024 election night where I go over the poll closings for the state of Nebraska. Please enjoy. It is now 9 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have a second huge poll closings of the night, including several key, very important battleground states. The states with their polls closing right now are Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Now let's take a look at what projections we can make at this time. And neighboring South Dakota, where its 3 electoral votes are also won by Donald Trump. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day, so I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.